Take out first slide. Got it in front of you? Your first slide, reader. First slide. First lesson. The first lesson. Open the book. Have you opened? Have you opened the book? Aishwarya. Yes. A letter to God.
They're keeping their mic on. The Tanvi went.
Must have gone to bring the book.
Oh.
Keep your mics on when I'm teaching you. Yes. Letter to God. This is the first chapter in your first light prose reader. Now here, this lesson is a little funny, but it plays a lot of, it gives a lot of importance to faith. Everybody has faith in God. Everybody has faith. They even say that faith can move mountains. Spiritually, earlier, when we were all kids, our parents used to say, when you say, who made you? Our parents used to say, God made you. Spiritually, when you come spiritually, you say, God made you. God made all things bright and beautiful. God made plants. God gave rain. God gave everything. Okay. Slowly, as you become bigger, as you go to higher classes, you start getting into the scientific method. When you come into the scientific way, immediately we start learning that we came from certain generations. We started evolving as man and all that. And if you ask us that who brought rain, if you come scientifically, the meteorology department will say rain is caused due to the revolution and rotation of the earth and this and that, the sun, moon, all that, the solar system, everything. Okay. So here, there was a man called Lencho, a very poor farmer. He lived in a small little house with his family, his children and his wife. He had a lot of harvest and he was growing corn. You know what is corn? Yes. And he was very happy and he was living a very simple and normal life. And he always had the impression that God has given him whatever he is now, whatever he has now. Okay. Then for the corn to get ripe, there should be one more last shower of rain. In that last shower, after that the corn is ripe, then they harvest the corn. So they were all praying. He was looking up to God. God, please, we need little more rain. Please give us some more rain so that my corn and this year we'll have a lot of harvest and we can be happy. We'll have food to eat, my family and my children. And then as he spoke these words, the rain started to drop. Rain started to pour from the sky. He was very happy, he and his family. And he said, these are not drops of rain. These are drops of gold coins. They are just coins because based on the rain, because of rain, my crops will grow and I will get a good harvest. I can sell the crops, then I can earn a lot of money. So each drop of rain he considered to be a gold coin. Everything was fine. Rain was coming. Everything was fine. Suddenly, there was a gust of storm. See, storm is something else. When it rains, that is nice. It's beautiful. We enjoy the rain. But when it starts, when the storm and the breeze and the wind, and along with it, there were a lot of hailstones. You know the meaning of hailstones? Small pieces of ice cubes that drop from the sky. That is due to the condensation above that happens and drops of. So what happens? Hailstones are very, 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 very dangerous for crops. They destroy the crops. These stones fall on the plants, on the leaves, on the fruit or vegetables on the harvest and they completely destroy the crops. So suddenly this gust of storm started blowing and Lencho was very, very sad. All his crops, all his corn crops were all completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. He was heart trodden by seeing all this. That night he was very sad. He was praying to God. He said, God, you gave me all this. You gave me these crops. You gave me my life. You gave me everything. And now you destroyed everything. So the next day, he decided that he has to write a letter to God. See, sometimes when you read this lesson and when you know the story, it is a little funny. But from Lencho's part of view, it sees the amount of faith that he had in God. He thought that God, if you have broken, if you have destroyed my crops, then you have to repay. You have to pay me back for what you have done. So he sat down at the table and started to write a letter to God. Dear God, you are my only hope. I always trusted you. I always had faith in you. Everything that I have is because of you, because of your blessings. So now all my crops are destroyed and I don't have any money to take care of my family and kids. We will starve, we will be hungry, we will die. So I beg you to give me 100 pesos. Pesos is the coin, is the money, currency. Pesos to me so that I can do something for my family. He wrote a letter and sealed the cover, went to the post office and put a stamp to it and dropped it into the letter box. You know, when you drop a letter into the box, what happens? It gets delivered. The people in the post office take out, they sort out the letters, yes, and they send it to the destination. Now, where will this letter go? There's no address, nothing in the front on the top of the cover of the letter. He has just written to God. Okay. And he went back home. Lencho went back home. Very sad he was, with a lot of hope in his heart that God will help him. Now, the letter is in the post office and it reached the postmaster's table. There are only two characters in this story. One is Lencho, and one is the postmaster, the post office, the person in charge. The postmaster opened the letter, and on seeing the letter, he was very much taken aback with the amount of faith that this man had in God that even he decided to write a letter. So he did not want to, he knew that this is impossible. Can anybody write a letter to God and collect money? No, it's impossible. So he did not want to add things, add the misery to Lencho. So he decided to collect money from all the employees in that post office for charity collection. Collected, all of them shared some money and he collected around 70 pesos. He put it in a cover. He put it that 70 pesos in a cover, the currency, sealed it, and he wrote from God on top of the letter. The next day, Lencho, whole night he could not sleep. He was dreaming. He said, God, I have sent a letter to you. I hope you will read my letter and give me my money. Next morning, Lencho went to the post office and he asked them, is there any letter for me? Immediately the postmaster said, yes, there is a letter come from God. Here, this is the cover. So Lencho opened the cover and he counted the money. There was only 70 pesos. He said, God, I asked you for 100 pesos, but you are giving me only 70. So he went back home and he again took his pen and paper and started to write, Dear God, I asked you for 100 pesos, but I received only 70 pesos. And he wrote a small letter, and again he took it to the post office and put it in the letter box. Again, the postmaster opened the letter, and it was written. What was written in the letter was really surprising. Dear God, I asked you for 100 pesos, but you have given me only 70. Please send the balance 30 pesos to me. And one more thing, don't send it through the post office because the post manager and the people might steal my money. So you send it directly to me. So funny, so funny, so funny. Now listen, two two characters here. Two characters are reflected here. One is Lencho, and the other one is the postmaster. Now, Lencho, if you describe these two characters, if you'll see it is similar to some extent that both have that merciful feeling. I mean, mostly the postmaster, because he felt that faith in Lencho was so extreme that he decided that let that faith be in him. If I say this letter will not reach God, this letter will be rejected, Lencho might lose his faith in God. So to keep that faith in Lencho, postmaster had no faith in him. He had no faith personally. To keep that faith in Lencho, he decided to help him, saying that this money was from God. See, that is also one important point the postmaster. And Lencho, he was so much trusting God, so much that he thought that God will help him. God brings rain, God gives us our food, God gives us our homes, God gives us our living. Everything is done by God only. So if God is destroying something that you have, then God has to repay for that. That is actually that type of mentality was with Lencho. So he decided that. And in the end, again, he did not trust human beings. He did not trust people. He always thought that these people, the people on the earth, they have stolen his money. They have stolen the 30 pesos which God has sent. And he decided that not to send anything through the post office. He does not know that the postmaster was also a merciful man and he also helped Lencho to do. Yes. Now, Tanvi, can you read? Can you read? Tanvi? Tanvi, read loud. Tanvi, you can hear me. Tanvi,
Tanvi is out of this now.
Sonpari,
Mandip is here. Chandan.
Aishwarya, Aishwarya,
You
Aishwarya, read. Tanvi is not there. Read. Read soon. I have another class. Aishwarya, Aishwarya, Mandip, where's your book? Where is your book? You're coming here into my class and saying no book. Huh? Switch on your mics, all of you. Who else is there? Aishwarya, you got the book? Aishwarya. Is there?
she's there, sir, not replying. She went on. She left the online class.
Listen, if you all are not going to be punctual, if you all are not attending my class, I will not have your class. See, this is going to be strict. I am giving you the time. I have said 6:30. I want you all to come. And I also mentioned that prose literature will be taught, English literature. And if you are just coming and just going out of the classrooms, I am not going to accept it. I will not tolerate. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior. Devarajan, who are the children came? Devarajan, Mandeep, you are there. Who else? Who else? Okay, then who else is there with you? Who else are in the class? Then she is not there. Read, Aishwarya. Read. I'm waiting for you. Read. Don't go out of the class. Read. The house. Ah, very good. Hmm. Hmm. Very good. Very good. Hmm. God willing. Hmm. God willing. Yes. Hmm. 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 Yes. Hmm. Yes. 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 Hmm. Yes. 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 Okay, okay. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you. Clear reading. Thank you very much. Now listen again. I will continue tomorrow at 6:30. Okay, and we again go on to this lesson. After that, we'll go to the next lesson. Okay. Thank you very much. All your friends, all your friends. When I say 6:30, I want you to be here at 6:30 because I have my schedule. I have my timing. I am keeping the timing for you and coming here. So I want you to all be punctual. Come at 6:30, just for 30 minutes. We'll do some studying, and then I have my next class also. Please. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mandir. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you all. Thank you all the children. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. You cut off the clip. What you do? It was all just black. It was
Nothing. Raman, how much?
just few minutes.
No,
No problem.
no problem.
Oh, soon bring my coffee. Something came. Soon bring, no, off it. Then next class will come. Little coffee.